I want that. Holy cow. They have a life-size toothless in here. They did not have this last time. They did not have this for the holidays. Oh my God. Another reason why I need to win the lottery. Why? Because I want an exact duplicate of toothless in my foyer of my grand mansion. Hey folks, how you doing? Welcome back. It's Charlie. It is January 18th, 2020. And I am in Studio City at Universal Studios Hollywood. It's about 11:55 in the morning. And it was supposed to be a rather warm day. It's a little bit cool up here. Right now they're getting, I came out here because I wanted to, well, you know, I got the time to kill, obviously. But also I wanted to see what the preparations are for tomorrow for the Chinese New Year, for the celebration of the Year of the Rat. It is the metal rat, I believe. Do you happen to know your Zodiac? Your Chinese Zodiac? You know what? I'll put a link down below. It's kind of cool. I was born in '66. Oh, Shrek, there's Fiona. Oh. So yeah, I'll put a link down below. It's kind of interesting to see your Chinese Zodiac. I am 1966. I am the year of the metal horse. So if you want to look that up, I am a true metal horse, just like a Piscean. They've closed this off. This was on the way to Despicable Me. I think they got it closed off. Oh, there's Frankenstein, because I think they're finishing up the facade on the new attraction here. Yeah, actually they've come quite a way. It looks really good. And right in here where they had the, they got the fountain for the kids and stuff like that, but also where they had the Grinchmas and the Grinchmas tree, they also have it blocked off because they're going to do some sort of, I don't know, it looks like it's all dressed up in there for the Chinese New Year for tomorrow. In fact, you can see it. 35 minutes. I think we could do that. Alright folks, here we are looking at the golf course right here. I think this is the Burbank golf course. So this right here is the back lot of Universal Studios. We're doing the tram. There's a tiny, that right there is one of the private trams where you can do private tours. It's a little bit more money, but it's kind of cool because they drive around here and they stop at certain spots where you can actually get out and walk through some of the old sets and stuff like that. So it's really cool. It's more personal, but like I said, it's a little bit more expensive. But it's actually all worth it if you're into that stuff. And right, just to show you how close things are, okay, so Burbank is right here. This is Universal Studios, Studio City, Hollywood. And right there, just beyond the backyard, that's Warner Brothers Studios. That's Warner Brothers Studios. And just around over on the bend over there is Disney Movie Studios. So yeah, all the studios here share a lot of things, property, rentals, sets, and everything. Yes, they are in cooperation, in competition with each other, but they also work in cooperation with each other to get things done. It's kind of weird, even though it's competitional, it's kind of symbiotic in ways.
Thank you for joining us, everybody. Straight ahead, everyone, all the way down to the entrance sign.
Yeah, this is the waiting line right here. It snakes through. It goes rather quickly, actually. It's just more miserable in the summertime because it's not all completely covered. So if you have to spend a few minutes in the exposed sun from underneath the covering, it's kind of brutal. Definitely bring a lot of water. if you happen to come in here for the summertime, because you will get thirsty. There's the trams to be waiting to be boarded. There's the back of the castle.
Bum, 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 bum. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to the world-famous Universal Studios Studio Tour. What's up, you guys? Welcome to the tour. Guess what? My name is Tyler, and I'm going to be your tour guide today as we lift the veil of secrecy on some glasses. Now, if you do not have a pair of 3D glasses, raise your hands high up in the air, and any one of our lovely Studio Tour ambassadors will be able to get you a pair as soon as possible. Also, just like a heads up, you actually do not have to wear these. Get a good look at all those people, because you're never going to see them again. Bye! Actually, you might see them again. I have no idea. Now, guys, guess what? We have a very special guest on board today. His name is Marty, and he's our driver. Everyone say hi, Marty. Hi, Marty! So you have Marty the driver, Tyler the tour guide, but you also have a co-host. Now, you might recognize him as the host from The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon. You're never going to guess. It's Jimmy Fallon.
Oh, hey there. You made it. Welcome to the Universal Studio Tour. I'm Jimmy Fallon. You've got the very best guides,
Tyler.
and the greatest driver,
Marty. Otherwise, at all times, we ask you just remain seated, keeping your arms and legs inside the tram. This is going to be fire effects. We've even got your favorite thing, water effects. So if you're sitting in a blue seat, chances are you're going to get wet. And guess what? You're all in a blue seat. So good luck with that. Now, we just left the theme park behind. It is so gone. Now, we're going to head down our Universal Film timeline. So take a look on either side of the tram. You're seeing just a view of the thousands of movies we've made right here on the lot and all over the world. Now, back in 1912, a man by the name of Carl Lemley, who you can see right there up on your screens, he founded the Universal Film Manufacturing Company, originally on the East Coast, and he decided why not move his company out here to the West Coast. So officially, on March 15th, 1915, Mr. Carl Lemley opened up what we know today as Universal City. He dubbed this to be the strangest city in the world. Now, we are our very own city, so we've got a zip code.
This is the original. Well, it's redone, but this is Squad 51.
No, on your right hand
Emergency
side, that is
51.
Fire Station 51. It's real and in use right this very moment. Now, we're not just our very own city. We are also a one-stop shop for any production company. So that means companies can start with like pre-production. So we can start with casting, script writing. Large building, about 98% soundproof. And the first soundstage you're going to see today is on your left-hand side. This is Soundstage 12, currently home to NBC's The Voice. We just finished filming Season 17, where Kelly Clarkson's team won with Jake Hoot. And we are currently filming Season 18 of The Voice. Now, this is the largest soundstage we have on our lot. We've housed some massive sets inside that stage, including Frankenstein's laboratory, Dracula's castle.
Here is a good look of Nintendo World coming next year, I believe. We are getting the Mario Karts, but we are not going to get Donkey Kong, and I don't think we're going to get Yoshi's, but we are getting the Mario Karts.
Sorry about that. One of the buildings had a flashing light on it, which means they were filming inside of Stage 20 when we just passed that. That's why I jumped off microphone. Now, guys, we got stages 17 and 16 on your left-hand side, and they are currently home to NBC's Superstore. Now, Superstore follows the lives of employees of large retail stores, but we actually cannot shut down a retail store for any of the filming. It would just be way too expensive and way too hectic. So we just went ahead and built our very own retail store from top to bottom.
It is It's gonna get punched.
Now I did say we built the entire store, including
Now, this is gonna be a big show building.
Now
This is the Mario Kart.
has a mirror that runs along the entire top of the store to create the effect the store is much bigger than it is, but it's actually maybe like a quarter of the size of your typical retail store. Now every time the actors go into like the break room, the stock room, the offices, anything else, they're gonna head to a different soundstage. That was home to the Grinch. Yes, Dr. Seuss is How the Grinch Stole Christmas. The entire mountaintop layer, the inside of it, was inside that stage. That is also where we had the Mission Control Center for Apollo 13, Marty McFly's house entirely for Back to the Future Part 2, and a little bit of filming for Snow White and the Huntsman starring Charlize Theron. Now to your right hand side, we got stages 41 and 42. Now 41 was at one time home to National Treasure Book of Secrets, and 42 is currently home to the second season of Amazon's Homecoming. Now on your left hand side, this large like warehouse
The
right
Invisible
here,
Man,
that is
February
called the
28th.
mill. So inside of there we build our sets and everything, and once it's ready for filming, it's taken out of that building and it's brought all the way across the street. Now these stages on your right have been used in Sabrina the Teenage Witch starring Melissa Joan Hart. We got stage 44 on your right hand side, currently home to NBC's Good Girls, but recently home to The Good Place starring Ted Danson and Kristen Bell. So on your right we've got Ted Danson, but to your left we've got Ted drinking. Hey buddy, how you doing? Now guys, behind Ted, these are the production bungalows or production offices that we have on the lot, but they actually did not start as offices. No, they actually started as dressing rooms to some of those famous classic Hollywood stars like Doris Day, Jimmy Stewart, Lucille Ball from I Love Lucy, and many, many more. Now they are our offices.
yeah.
We do have a company. It is Illumination Entertainment. Now they brought us the entire Despicable Me franchise. But the actors had to go to Baltimore every now and then, but they didn't actually travel to Baltimore. They just stayed right here, and they had to run across the street using this little street right here on your left-hand side. Now, when they say they ran across the street, we are officially in the back lot. Welcome everybody. We are now heading into a Royal Crescent London area. As you look around you, it might kind of look like London or anywhere really. Now we actually just recently made this be London in Fast and Furious because that's Hobbs and Shaw. Now if you've seen Hobbs and Shaw, at the very beginning of the film there's like a fast motorcycle chase. Well, half of the shots were done right here, but the other half of the shots were actually done on location in London. So the magic of editing made it look like it was one single motorcycle chase when no, it was absolutely not. It was two completely different parts of the world just right here on our lot. Take a look at the monster mural that we have. Our newest mural that we have. It's done by the graffiti artist Tristan Eaton. And the reason why we have those specific monsters up here, like the classic horror movies that we made right out here, they actually did get us through the Great Depression. Now guys, we're going to head down our New York City. Welcome to New York. And I'm personally not from New York, but I actually do know someone who is. So I'm going to bring him up for you where he started on Saturday Night Live. It's the one, the only, Jimmy Fallon.
Hey everyone, welcome to New York. I got my start right here in New York on Saturday Night Live. This is actually my old neighborhood. What's got mugged over there? An old woman, tough lady. This is my favorite hot dog guy. Hey buddy, how's it going? Remember me? No. Just like old times. Gotta love New York City. Hey, I'm walking here. Hey, it's cool guys. I was just walking there. So it's not exactly New York, but a lot of times when you see New York in the movies, it was shot right here on the Universal Metro sets. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. Even if you make it here on the Universal.
Well, that is right. Not only have we since as New York City in the Spider-Man film starring Tobey Maguire using
Good idea.
When people ask me all of the movies I've ever done, what was the most satisfying and the most fun, I've got to say Blues Brothers. We got to sing, we got to dance, got to drive, and trained with the best stunt people in the world, and got to be an actor and a writer. So it was a good piece of work.
Danny called John America's Guest because just he'd walk into anybody's house.
Look on your screens. I'm going to show you a shot from the film Streets of Fire right there. There we go. So those are our Metro sets. You see, it's all totally normal. It's in the dark, but it's not. So there's actually a black tarp at the top of the sets right there, and you can see there's light bleeding in on either side because that is actually a nighttime.
Nice place, huh?
something.
But we actually also have a type of set on our Metro sets called a practical set, meaning you can actually film inside of these, some of these storefronts like you see on your screen. That's the outside and inside. They're actually only about 50 feet tall, when normally buildings are hundreds of feet tall. Well, we get away with that using a trick called forced perspective. So at the bottom of each building, the windows and doors are your typical size. It's all good, no worries. But when you go up to the top of the building, the windows get a little bit smaller to create the effect. They're standing that much taller. We have on our lot called the Sign Shop, and they're going to create all of our signs for the storefronts. Now guys, we're going to take you away from the concrete jungle and we're going to head to the real jungle. Now I am director Peter Jackson, here to talk to you about the jungle and his favorite creature, King Kong. Here he is.
It's the original King Kong that made me want to direct movies. I saw that movie on TV when I was about 8 or 9 years old, and I wanted to become a filmmaker. I like films that just take you away from your real life and sweep you up an adventure. Kong literally does it. I mean, you're on board the ship, you're sailing to a lost island, you're encountering monsters and creatures from, prehistoric times. So I was thrilled when you
There's the old collapsing bridge.
And it's great to have you along for the ride.
Out of commission.
I've created this 3D immersive experience, so you're going to have your glasses ready. Don't put them on yet, but just have them in your hand because we're about to return to Sky.
That is right. We are going to return to Skull Island, but before we do, we ask you just remain seated the entire time. Huge. It's not. It's actually a miniature scale. It's much smaller than it appears to be on the screen. Gentlemen, give it up for King Kong 360 3D! Now, hang on to those 3D glasses, because you might need them later.
That'd be a cool theater to have in a house.
They're seeing Kong from this side and T-Rexes from the other side. Working on a movie, we always know people in there. They're looking straight ahead. They're looking at the shot that we're working on. Here you have to stay looking on. There's no cuts because it's one giant shot, this tram that's driving along through Skull Island is where the camera's from. This ring represents where the screen is 10 meters away. We're really creating about 50 minutes of a feature film. That amount of visual information, that number of pixels, and presenting them to the audience, it's a hell of a ride.
Now you might have noticed that part of our tram was actually pulled onto the screen by a T-Rex. Yeah, we got our Fast and Furious cars. They only go to a maximum of 40 miles an hour on set during filming due to safety. And the Jurassic World gyrosphere, you might remember it having glass. It actually never had glass. It was all just CGI because the reflection of the camera. And this tank on your left-hand side from the Transformers films is made entirely out of plywood. It was just painted to look like metal because it was a lot easier to move from set to set and location to location. Now guys, check out your screens to see some other cars that were used in our Fast and Furious franchises.